Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the white and black trunks, coming to us from Brooklyn, New York. With a professional record of 16 wins, 1 defeat, 1 draw, 8 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He weighed in at 136.2 pounds, introducing Wesley El Ferrer. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the red and black trunks, coming to us from Juntos, Puerto Rico. With a professional record of 30 wins against 8 defeats, 1 draw, 21 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He weighed in at 135.4 pounds, introducing Jayson the Maravilla Velez.
The weigh-in yesterday was intense and justifiably so. Anytime a championship is involved, the stakes are that much higher. Ferrer coming in at 136.2, Velez coming in at 135.4. Eric, do you see this as being a very even fight? Because I certainly do.
On paper, it looks very even to me. Now, experience-wise, I have to give it to Velez. Hungry-wise, that he really wants the title, I got to give it to Ferrer.
And Jay Pinkham now back at ringside with us. An 8-round fight for the National Boxing Association Intercontinental Lightweight Championship. Jay, who do you like in this fight to become the champion?
It's just going to be experience versus skill here. I mean, you got a guy, excuse me, who's 16-1 with 8 knockouts against a guy who's 30-8 with 21 knockouts. I mean, Velez has knockout power. It's obvious from his record. Is Ferrer going to have to change his game plan up for it? We don't know. Is he going to be ready for the power? We don't know. I cannot make a prediction here, guys.
Based on resume alone, Velez has been in the ring with so many amazing fighters. Yes, he did come up short in a number of them, but at the same time, he's got some big victories under his belt, whereas Ferrer has been very consistent, very impressive throughout his career, and that is why this title has been resurrected, because the National Boxing Association felt that these two were deserving of wearing championship gold, and that's what it's all about tonight in our main event.
And I couldn't agree any more with that.
Ooh.
They are worthy, they are great contenders, and I would not mind seeing either one of them strap that belt around their waist.
Now, Velez said prior to the fight to you, Eric, he believes he's the quicker fighter. That certainly remains to be seen, because Ferrer is lightning fast.
Well, once perspiration hits their body and once they get warmed up, we're going to find out.
Velez has gone the distance before. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I was just going to say filling out process here, and as soon as I say filling out process, Ferrer ends up landing a big right. But these two guys are experienced. These two guys have been around for a while. They know what they're doing. They're not going to get crazy. They're not going to come off their game plans, and they're just going to feel each other out here at the beginning.
Exactly. You know, being the veteran that Velez is, there isn't anything he hasn't had to endure in his career. So there isn't a lot that phases him. And Ferrer, we see how grateful he is for this opportunity, how focused he is. Everyone here in Orlando, everyone watching on Fight TV has to be excited to see what happens next.
You see Velez complaining about rabbit punches from Ferrer.
Ooh.
Opening up the leather a little bit here.
Ferrer going for a massive right hand. Now they're tying up.
Get unhooked here.
WWE fight.
There's almost a collar and elbow tie up there.
Velez just staring him right in the eye the entire time.
And now Ferrer going for a couple of haymakers, landing a right. And now a left hook to the face. He's got Velez against the ropes.
He's tying up that arm. The referee needs to get in there. He's just tying up that arm like that. And
yeah. So much for feeling each other out. Ferrer has gone right in here towards the latter stages of the first round, final 20 seconds. And Eric, that flurry there may have won Ferrer the round.
I believe so. I believe so. But, he came out, timed them, and then just let his hands go.
Nice right hand there by Velez, and both of these fighters are showing how badly they want to win the gold. The end of the round and said, wait a minute.
Frank John Till's warning the ref is warning Velez for hitting after the bell.
This has escalated very quickly, boys. The emotion is starting to come out. They've been holding it back since the weigh-ins. They've been holding it back during the interviews with Eric earlier on. These guys are about to come on court, and they're about to get after it. They're already a little bit upset with each other. You can tell with those late punches.
It got very chippy between the two towards the end of that first round, and you saw the referee had to get physical with Velez there after the bell.
Warning him.
It's this one here. There may have been a feeling up process for about 90 seconds. That's over now.
Yeah, well, when a fight gets personal, you're not going to see any of us complain because it's going to be fireworks, no doubt about that. So, Eric, who would you give the first round to?
Wow, that's a tough call right there. But I'm going to have to say that Wesley edged Velez out a little bit.
I'm going to agree with you on that one, Eric. I mean, the way it started getting a little chippy, you could tell it was getting to Velez a little bit. So mental advantage. It started off big. Mental advantage to Ferrer on this one. So far.
Ferrer said this is the longest camp he's ever had for a fight in his career. And he thought the keys to his fight were going to be stay composed, not rush in against a veteran like Velez. But with that said, he certainly found an opening in the first round, hit a couple of combinations.
Well, Velez has speed, and I think Ferrer has to time him. I think if he times him, he's going to catch him just like that.
Nice jab by Velez. Now Ferrer trying a couple of body shots. Once again, both fighters tying up here. Second round of this 8-round title fight. NBA Intercontinental Lightweight title on the line.
Somebody's walking out of here with that title and bragging rights.
That's right. We're going to see a huge celebration from one of these two fighters. Velez in the red, Ferrer in the black and white trunks. You can hear the corner of Velez next to us shouting some advice as he's going in.
Well, you know, Velez's corner, they come from Puerto Rico. They come far. They didn't come here to lose. They came here to win. And they're trying very, very hard to motivate their fighter.
Action slowed down just a little bit here in round number 2.
Just over halfway through in the second round. Appears to be a little bit of blood there on the right cheek of Velez. Not quite sure where he was opened up. Now the referee separating the fighters here in the corner.
Frank Gentile has done a fantastic job this evening.
Yes.
Well, Frank Gentile's been doing this for a while now, so he's an experienced referee.
He's been on top of everything. Wesley Ferrer looking very fresh.
And at one point, Frank Gentile was the president of the boxing commission.
Absolutely, yes.
And now it's run by Tim Shipman.
They're very experienced, very professional.
So
Final 40 seconds.
To Tim.
Velez had a quick combination there on Ferrer. Didn't do too much damage. Now Ferrer just being very patient in this round, kind of laying back, looking for an opening.
They were very cautious this round. Not like the first one.
Nice right hand.
Great counter.
Oh, and a left hook by Ferrer. Beautiful flurry here towards the end of the second round. Whoa. You know, Velez is landing some shots. They're not really affecting Ferrer, where he's just bouncing right back and throwing some powerful rights. And that's it.
Great round there. A little bit more even in the second there. Some great action upstairs, downstairs. They've both landed some pretty clean, pretty good shots. I still think Ferrer may have the advantage, though.
Well, speaking of great action, we're going to be back on October 8th for Undisputed Promotions, our next live broadcast. Fight announcements will be forthcoming very soon, but mark your calendars if you're watching live on Fight TV, or if you're going to be in the South, join us live.
And there's a big announcement for that date. That it will be happening, and we got to wait for that.
This guy knows something we don't.
Can we get something tonight, Eric?
Well, no, but there will be a big announcement for October 8th.
Well, I'm glad one of us knows.
I know, huh?
I just know I'm going to be here. I don't know what the announcement is.
Maybe if we buy Eric a drink later on, he'll tell us what's going on.
Probably have to buy him about 6 or 7.
He'll tell us a lot more than just what's going on here.
I'll be on the floor.
All right, back to the action here. Round number 3. Let's go. Velez just trying to figure him out at this point in the game. He's changed levels a handful of times.
A lot of movement from Velez.
Yep. Trying to crack the code here, try to get in a big power shot.
Coming into this fight, some looked at Ferrer as the underdog, but so far, Wesley Ferrer has been a little bit quicker, clearly has the reach advantage, and that has really come to his advantage.
Ferrer landed a big shot there. As I said, we're here in the splash zone, and we almost got it.
Right hand lands by Ferrer. Velez having a difficult time finding an opening. Another right hand, another.
And Velez is having a little trouble here cracking the code, like I said, and getting through the defense. Bongasero turning around here now. It's going to be careful when you do that.
And Eric, once again, we're starting to see a little frustration from Velez.
Well, you can't hit a target that's not standing in front of you.
Ooh.
You see Wesley's cutting the ring off. He's not standing in front of Velez, and it's frustrating. And he needs to be careful because those shots that you miss will take more out of you than the shots that you actually connect with.
Velez landing a couple of lefts. Not really affecting Ferrer thus far.
Even off the ropes there, Ferrer caught him with that big left jab, snapped his head back coming off the ropes. Eric, do you think Velez needs to up the pressure here?
I think he needs to stop chasing Wesley and focus more on counterpunch and time Wesley so that he can catch him as Wesley's finishing his combination or his shot.
Yeah, thus far, Ferrer has certainly been more accurate, more precise with landing shots, although Velez lands one there.
Because I don't think you're going to win a track meet against Ferrer.
Ooh. Well, Ferrer's cardio is on point. You can tell. I mean, he is in shape.
Killing spree.
Final 45 seconds here, round 3 of this 8-weight title fight. NBA Intercontinental Lightweight Championship. Up for grabs between Wesley Ferrer and Jayson Velez.
Who wants it more?
Velez just landed a nice combo to the body here on Ferrer.
But you see it appears, you look into the eyes of Ferrer, he feels like he's in complete control throughout these 3 rounds, whereas Velez a little bit up and down with his emotions.
Yep. You see Velez covering the back of his head, though he was complaining a little earlier about rounding punches. So.
And once again, Ferrer just waiting for Velez to come in, did not land the right, but that's really been how the fight has gone for Ferrer so far, just waiting and punching. And there we go.
Wesley needs to be careful. He can't be chasing his opponent like that. And that's exactly what happened to Miguel Beltran, El Alacran, when he fought Oscar Valdez. You can't chase him like that because you're going to get caught. And once you get caught coming in, it's good night.
Well, between the two fighters, Jay, who do you feel looks fresher at this point?
I got to give it to Ferrer. I mean, it looks like Velez is bleeding a little bit. He looks a little slower than when he first started the fight. But I'll tell you, it just looks like the gas tank is still on full for Ferrer.
Well, one of the strengths of Ferrer, besides, he's got more preach with the reach, he's got a lot of power, but his conditioning
outstanding
is never ending.
Yep.
And that's what we're seeing right now. In an 8-round title fight, a lot of times the conditioning will come into play. We will not be surprised if this goes the distance.
Oh, of course not. In a 4-round fight, the cardio is still important, but it's not the most important thing. Stretch that out to 8 rounds, and now you've got to add that other element to the fight.
Well, definitely cardio comes into play. The longer the fight goes, the more cardio comes into play.
Ferrer, a couple of right hands there as we're in the opening minute of round 4.
See Wesley not trying to work that body.
Velez is throwing some powerful shots, but for the most part, Ferrer has been very elusive.
Diving in there with that left to the body. Those little shots may not look like much, but they do take a toll.
Well, body shots are
shot
very
from Velez.
effective, but they're also a little bit risky because they can leave you open.
Yeah, when you lower your head like that, leaves you wide open for that uppercut.
Ferrer's doing a fantastic job cutting the ring off. Oh, what's going on here?
Bongacero kind of pushing down with the elbow, and Velez not happy about it.
Turned into a headlock.
Frank's in heel, getting after him.
Yeah, you see him selling the elbow.
He was pushing down with that elbow as they were tightening up the corner.
You think about what this would do for the career of the winner. To have a championship around their waist would skyrocket their opportunities, elevate them to the next level, and that's what it's all about right here in our main event.
Oh, it would definitely take them to the next level in their career.
Velez landing a left hook.
Velez is 100% not out of this fight.
Absolutely not.
He still landed some good shots. He's in there. His cardio is pretty damn good, too. We'll see when we get to the trenches here in the 6th, 7th round how these guys' cardio holds up. But as it stands right now, these guys are both very fresh.
And when you're at the level that Velez and Ferrer are, all it truly takes is a combination and the fight's over. Once again up against the ropes.
I think fatigue is setting in a little bit now on both fighters. Or maybe they're just trying to save a little bit of gas for that, in the tank for later on.
The uppercut lands by Ferrer. We are now down to the final 40 seconds of round 4.
Sneaking in those close uppercuts there is Ferrer. Those little inside uppercut shots will wake you up real quick.
Oh,
Now
they're fighting in a phone booth right now.
Yes.
And now a body shot combination. Oh, the left hook. The left uppercut lands once again for Ferrer.
Velez has to be cognizant of these uppercuts because he's been getting about 3 in a row here.
And that speaks to the patience of Ferrer just looking for his openings and taking advantage.
He's definitely trying to time him.
Ferrer just caught a left up against the ropes.
Final seconds here. Very close round as we are moving on to the 5th.
Halfway through this one, my goodness, all action non-stop here.
Shut down.
Eric, that round very difficult to call.
It was back and forth action. They went at it. It's just very, very. I would hate to be a judge in this fight.
Shut down.
I really would. But I'm going to have to give the round to Wesley.
And Jay, this fight thus far as good as advertised. We know both fighters have the ability to go the distance, and it looks like we may see that as we're halfway through. Both fighters still throwing some very hard shots.
Yeah, they're throwing power shots here, and a lot of them are connecting. You've got to wonder how much damage is it actually doing to both these fighters here, because as we've seen throughout the evening tonight, one shot can change things drastically.
Now, the majority of our fights were impressive knockouts thus far tonight, but in this title fight, it's been as close as we expected.
Yeah, absolutely. Back and forth action here. Power shots. We've got, like Eric said, fighting inside of a phone, but we've seen all different types of things here so far.
Jab by Velez lands. We're starting to see a little more elusiveness here from Velez in the later rounds.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Yeah, Velez's defense has definitely gotten a little bit better. Kind of maybe frustrating Ferrer a little bit.
Oh, Wesley just missed with a few of those shots that if they would have landed, it probably would have been good night.
Ferrer now looking to go back to the body. It's been successful in earlier rounds. Once again, Ferrer with a 16-1-1 record. Velez 38-1.
A lot of action on the ropes here, and as the rounds go on,
and
the
most of
fatigue
it
could set in because of the fatigue.
And most of it has gone to the advantage of Ferrer against the ropes.
A minute and a half left in the round. Let's see what Velez can pull off. But now he's getting caught with some right hands by Ferrer.
And Velez wisely ties him up because Ferrer landed a couple of powerful rights there against the ropes. Just over a minute left.
definitely wise to tie him up when he feels like he's hurt.
Team starting to set in for both fighters.
Deep waters here.
The action has been nonstop since the beginning of the bell, so now it's going to be up to whose cardio is better. Now we're going to see the stamina and the heart.
Well, we see a smile on the face of Ferrer.
Well, I think Ferrer was complaining about a rabbit punch, and that Velez did not take that very well.
That's not the first time this fight.
True. I mean, emotions are starting to take over now. You can't let your emotions get the best of you here. Get off your game plan, and you'll end up looking at the lights.
Now down to the final 15 seconds of round 5. Once again, a very close round between Velez and Ferrer. Now a body shot by Velez lands. And that's it. 3 rounds to go.
I'll tell you, this is a tale of 2 fights in the first 2 rounds. In my opinion, Ferrer had those rounds easily.
Rather clear,
He had a transition round in the 3rd and the 4th. Now we're seeing Velez. Really landing some pretty good shots here. He's getting a little heated. Things are going a little sideways in there right now. But anything can happen here when we're in the deep waters, like we said. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see if they can keep their emotions in check.
And Eric, we don't have access to the numbers, but like Jay said, the first 2 rounds, Ferrer was really the aggressor, really had the advantage. But these last 3 rounds, it's been very close. So the judges have definitely their work cut out for them tonight if it goes the distance.
I definitely agree, and I think at least Velez has gotten at least 2 rounds out of this fight.
I 100% agree. I really think that the first 2 went to Ferrer. That middle round, who knows? And we've had a transition period here now, and Velez just looks really, really crisp right now.
And here we go, round 6. The gold is waiting for the waist of the winner. A right hand lands by Ferrer in the opening seconds.
It'll mean so much to these guys that take that belt home with them, whether it's going to Brooklyn or whether it's going to PR.
It's going, though. That's for sure.
Ferrer is really throwing some powerful shots here.
Man, Velez is tough.
And in the middle of that barrage, Ferrer got caught with an uppercut. Velez stuck that in the middle of that barrage. It was just unbelievable quickness and timing.
Right, but Ferrer doesn't seem to be too phased.
Nope. Ferrer breathing out of his mouth a little bit now.
Velez definitely taking a few more risks in this fight compared to Ferrer.
Ferrer's just staying down the line, staying on the game plan. Of course, the game plan a bunch of times tonight, but in a big title fight main event like this, game plan is everything.
Yes, it really is.
There's the splash zone. We got it there, and that big left hook.
Him with a great shot and tells him, come on, come on. Big. Wesley needs to get out of that corner.
Yeah, that's
right. Not a good spot to be at.
Took the words right out of my mouth. He caught a couple of shots there in that corner.
Velez had an opening there, but did not go in. Now he peppers Ferrer with a left.
Little rabbit left.
Little blood coming from the mouth of Ferrer now.
Yeah,
Did it hurt Wesley, though?
Impressive flurry. Ferrer opened up now just a little bit, over halfway done with round 6 of this 8-round title fight.
See blood trickling down Wesley's nose.
Now Ferrer looking to take advantage here. Right hand lands.
Velez answering right back. Definitely a lot of blood. Can't tell that's coming from the nose or the mouth of Ferrer.
Yeah, it was that little combination there landed by Velez about a minute ago, as we're now down to the final 50 seconds, once again up against the ropes. And this is where that experience and the battle-tested grit of Velez is really coming into play as the fight moves on to later rounds.
Shot to the back of the head from Ferrer there. He's not going to take a look at this. They're both tired now. Oh, definitely.
Oh, now Ferrer has Velez up against the ropes. Final 15 seconds. Which fighter can establish a flurry here before we move on to round 7?
It's all going to be stamina and heart from this moment. Who wants it more?
Nice uppercut by Velez, but Ferrer landing a couple of shots at the end. Wow. These two athletes are putting on a show, gentlemen.
Absolutely.
This has been a fantastic fight. Like we said, as advertised, and you put that title belt on the line, and it just makes it even more exciting, and these two have delivered.
And looking in the corner of Ferrer, it looked like he had a little bit of a nosebleed there in round 6.
See, he's bleeding from the mouth and the nose.
Yeah.
He's taking a lot of straight shots, straight down the middle. And a lot of these uppercuts that are landing, they're going to jack your jaw, they're going to open your mouth up. And these two have both taken plenty of big shots.
And Eric, in a fight like this where it's so close, what do you do in these final 2 rounds? Do you have to pick up the aggression, or do you have to have the confidence in yourself if a decision comes to play?
Velez needs to be careful because Wesley still has a lot in the tank. He's got to fight a smart fight. Wesley needs to time him and catch him coming in. You see Velez is moving forward. He either counters him or he just sets him up with that jab and lets that right hand go.
A little dirty boxing going on right now in here as we get later on in the fight.
Up against the ropes after Velez
Referee
lands
really
a jab.
needs to break these two up here. Velez with his arms up wants to fight.
I mean, this fight has to be won in the center of the ring. It's too close, and now a right hand lands by Ferrer. And once again, up against the ropes, round 7.
The tying up has increased. Obviously, we're in the deep water now. We're in round number 7.
Fatigue has also increased.
Of
That's
course.
why.
The referee having a word there with Ferrer. Velez ready to go.
Ally has been slain.
Seems like the corner of Velez is telling him to come forward. Let the hands go and get in.
Well, Velez has really been doing that for the last 3-4 rounds.
Took the pace a lot here.
Whereas Ferrer trying to be patient, but at what point, Eric, do you have to start marching in?
He's got to do something. He can't just stand there and walk away or try to avoid him. He's got to fight eventually.
Yeah, exactly. Like we said, the first 5 rounds could have been split right down the middle.
Yes.
And you've got to stay aggressive here in the later rounds. You can't just try to wait for Velez to come into him. He's got to kind of press the action as well and press the judges.
The later rounds, you want to wow the judges. It's the later rounds. You don't want to do what Oscar De La Hoya did with Trinidad.
Yes.
And coast the last 3-4 rounds thinking you had the fight and he lost it. Then you see Wesley catches him with a right hand.
Wesley has landed a lot of right hands tonight as we're now down to the final minute of round 7.
Velez not happy with the rabbit punches, and understandable. Referee trying to break him up, and he's catching a big shot there.
Well, Velez has certainly landed his own fair share of rabbit punches as well.
Great combination to the body and right hand to the head by Ferrer. He still has gas left in that tank.
There's no doubt, and that's what Ferrer needs. This fight is so close. These last 2 rounds could be absolutely crucial.
Championship rounds, as they say here. And right now, I think this fight's real even. It's a very close fight.
Final 15 seconds. This round could be won here, depending on who can get a flurry in. Ferrer up against the corner.
Ferrer is sucking wind. He is tired in that corner.
Velez attempting to tee off. And now an uppercut by
Oh,
Ferrer,
what a
but
flurry
Velez
by
continues.
Velez.
Oh my, it is getting very personal here.
We have a street fight.
And Eric, you just saw Velez march to the corner. He did not want that bell to ring.
Man.
We may have an even fight on our hands, boys. This one's going to be tough. I do not envy these judges
This is a tough fight to judge, man. I'm glad I'm sitting here.
Wow, yeah, I can't tell you. I can't tell you.
We are now approaching the 8th and final round. Had to make a quick announcement for the house and to Fight TV.
There we go.
Final round.
It all comes down to this. We got final countdown blaring. Let's get this last round in here and find out who gets this one.
Anytime you have Europe blasting over the loudspeakers, it's an exciting fight.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Final round.
Here
who
we
wants it
go.
more, Velez or Wesley Ferrer? It's exciting. I can't wait to see who wins it.
Wesley Ferrer, 16-1-1. Jayson Velez, 38-1.
That's 30 wins, 8 losses, and 1 draw.
That's right.
And 21 knockouts, and he'd love to get his 22nd here in the 8th round.
He would love to get that belt around
Ooh,
his waist.
nice combination there. Neither fighter wants this to go to the scorecards, but we're very close to that happening.
This is just too tough to judge. I would not want this going to the judges.
The NBA Intercontinental Lightweight title is waiting.
Caught him with a big left. Velez got caught coming in. Even with his back against the ropes, Ferrer is really getting after it.
Well, you can tell both corners told their respective fighters, now is the time, go in for the kill, and they're both trying. Wesley landing a right hand against the ropes there, may have rocked Velez just a little bit.
It looks like a little bit earlier in the round, Velez knees buckled a little bit. This crowd is on fire. They know they're watching a historic fight right now. These two fighters know exactly what's on the line.
Oh, Velez went for the right hand. Wesley having to evade, now a right hand lands. Powerful shot there by Ferrer.
I think Velez might be a little wobbled.
You know, those shots to the side of the head, to the ear, they mess up your equilibrium.
They certainly do. The vestibular system gets very affected by those shots.
Another right hand catches Velez right on the chin. These two guys still have plenty of power
Gotta
left.
the judges now.
Thus far, this is the round that Ferrer needed. But we have over a minute to go. Who can take this round?
This crowd is on their feet here at Plaza Live in Orlando, Florida.
That's right. The energy, the anticipation here.
And the sweat landing on us. This
Final minutes.
Can Velez put something together here and try to get this last round? Both these guys need this round.
They need to let their hands go.
45 seconds to go. Wesley for a nice body shot there.
Velez keeps coming forward.
Oh, that one caught him in the temple.
Oh, a
Another
right
shot.
hand lands for Ferrer. He has certainly been more accurate in this 8th and final round. This has really gone back and forth between these two warriors.
What a close fight.
Another right hand lands for Ferrer.
This is the kind of action that the NBA and Undisputed Promotions brings you every single time.
And that's why the title is on the line. Final 10 seconds. Velez keeps marching forward, keeps showing that
Can one of
fearlessness.
these guys pull it off? Who wants it more?
A left lands and another
what
one.
a
Whoa, the
finish.
fight is over.
Fight's over.
Absolutely incredible fight, back and forth
What a fight.
action. Guys, I have no idea what I'm going to see when I grab this scorecard.
Oh, man.
We are waiting with anticipation. Wesley Ferrer, Jayson Velez gave everyone the show we were hoping for. The gold is on the line. They both brought their A game, and now this goes to a decision. Who will become the champion?
We're sitting here, there's blood on my cards. That's the kind of action that we had. Just an unbelievable fight. Let's get the decision.
As Jay Pinkham is heading into the ring as we await the decision from the judges. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're now being requested, all of us, to go into the ring. So we're going to let you enjoy the announcement here. Make a decision for yourself. Who won the fight? Who will be the new champion? Ferrer or Velez? We're about to find out. But for now, don't forget, October 8th for Undisputed Promotions. Let's go to the ring.
76, 76.